because he told them where to stand. Right? He got nailed in the hands. Why? Because he built everything with them. And how did he do it? He said, let there be, and there was. How did he do that? With his mouth. And right on the end of the cross and everything else, at the last second of the 9th hour, to finish everything, when Jesus said it's finished, what did he say? Father, please forgive them, because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they do. And God accepted to forgive them then by the words of his mouth. And they're the 3 places what aren't mentioned in the heavens and the earth, but they're in that body, and that's where Jesus got nailed. And that's what he did to finalise and finish everything.
Maybe he should have kept his mouth closed. Got the race.
Terrible. Didn't pay the price for you. You know, nobody. Did you know the extermination? Look at your numbers for a second. This is the numbers, right, for what we look at on all of this. What is the number for the earth? Okay, I'll write them down. We've got 1 is man. Okay. We've got 2 is the spirit. There is holy and unholy. So the spirits, unholy, one unholy. 3 is heaven, anything above the earth. 4 is the earth. Okay. 5 is grace. Okay. 6 is, I like to call it wrong. Okay. Now, just while we're there, did you know that any chapter and any verse in that Bible, whether it is 6, 66, 106, 26, 56. Did you know when there's a 6 attached and every single thing in that verse is wrong?
No, I didn't know that.
Because it's a wrong. It's a 6. It's wrong.
I see.
Wrong. Prove it to you. Anywhere from that Bible. Anyway, so where was I?
Right,
6 is wrong, wicked, sin, evil, Satan. 7 is God or righteous, right? And you already read that in there, righteous. 8 is remembrance or Christ, right? 9 is final. Final. Doesn't matter. They're your numbers. So, in that numbers there, what is for the earth? It's 4, isn't it?
Earth is 4.
Good. Now, did you know how long it was from Adam till Christ Jesus come? The Bible tells you.
I don't know, 4,000 years?
Bingo.
Is that right, was it?
4,000 years. You know how long they were creating? It has to run the same period of time. Is that interesting to you to know that? Do you know creation was only in 6 days, so they tell you? No, it wasn't. It was in 2 sets of 3. And if you want to go and find out whether it was or not, you go to 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8, which is your numbers. Your 3 is your heaven and your 8 is your Christ to tell you. And he says, my beloved, don't be ignorant of this one flipping thing. One fact. One day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day to the Lord. The Lord's not slack concerning his promises, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but the day the Lord will come as a thief in the night, where the heavens and the earth will pass away with fever and heat. I'm going to achieve everything what I say. But remember this, one day is 1,000 years to me, and 1,000 years is one day. When I done the first day of creation, there was no sun, moon and stars. And he said the evening and the morning were the first day. The second day he said the same thing, but there was no sun, moon and stars to give you your 24 hours. And the third day, there was no sun, moon and stars. And on the 4th day, what's the 4th for? The earth. He said, I put the sun, moon and the stars in the heavens for the earth to give them their times and their seasons and their days and their nights and their years and their months. And see, everything. That happened on the 4th day. He put the stars and all that there to give you 4. So now you've got a 24-hour day. So cool. But he didn't have that. His is 1,000 years. And he done things in 6,000 years and then he rested the 7th day. Now we've gone on 6,000 years. We've got to go into the 1,000th year millennium reign, which brings you up to 2 sevens. What's God's action? 2 sevens, which are 14. There was 7 in creation and 7 now. 14. Then it's all finished. Tells you your time. Okay, but when should the earth have been wiped out? It was born and it had a time to run. When should it have been wiped out? At 4. At 4,000.
Right.
And what happened at 4,000 years? Well, the Bible tells you exactly on the 4,000th day of that time. It says, God and Jesus looked down upon the earth and they said, we find none righteous. They're all under sin. They're all under the penalty of sin, which is death. They're all welcome to sin. It was going to be judgment day. And it was judgment day. He didn't find one righteous in the whole earth. He says, Judgment Day finished. That's at 4,000 years. And you know what? Jesus turned around and said, hang on a minute, I'll go down and I'll pay the price and save them. Jesus come along 4,000 years after Adam, after creation, right on the very day, and was born. On the exact date by the calendars we talked about before. Exact. You know? And it was one day off his 33rd, which is the action for heaven, one day off his 33rd birthday, he died. They crucified him. Right? He died for me and of the whole world, and he saved the world. Other than that, you could say, oh yeah, he shouldn't have died for us, but 2,000 years ago that was, because we've gone 6,000.
I wonder how much a better
Right.
race would have been replaced today.
And we're waiting for the 1,000-year millennium. Rest away, and that's what God had. He had 6 days of work and 1 day rest.
And when does
Right.
that come though, the
But
millennium?
you see, if not, none of the existence of man would be around from 2,000 years ago if Jesus didn't step in. It was Judgment Day on 4,000 years by this time, and gone. There would be no man. You wouldn't be here. Is that good?
That's fair enough, yeah, that sounds good. That's very interesting. Those numbers are absolutely fascinating when you correlate them to the Bible. It's just phenomenal.
Is it? That's from every inch of that Bible, forward and backwards.
Yeah.
And they never miss once. That's
So-
enough of that. And it's
Yeah.
in water, it's electricity, it's the human body, it's flaming plants, it's the planets, it's everything. And it's also in your car if you want to make it run.
And that's-
Right? And it either makes or breaks water. It either makes or breaks the human body. It either gives you sickness or health. Because a sickness is in a number as well. A disease is in a numbering system as well within that what's on that paper.
that
And when
is
you
something
know what they are and what it all means, you can sit down and work it out.
I'd
and
like
then
to discuss that
a
over
cell.
time.
Just a second. Joe Bill's so-called, I don't know who this Joe is, but Joe Bill's a water cell. And you know the atom structure? The atom looks sort of like it's extended out, but the atom looks like this, the nucleus, and then you got your rings around it. Okay? And so on. That's close enough.
Yeah.
Now, if you are looking at that, we will say that's the sun, and there are our planets. Now, the planets aren't on the same side all the time, so we just work them out. And there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that one in the centre has got charge on each side. Okay? That's the sun.
Right.
Okay? And it's not revolving around these. They are. There's 9 there. And if we want to look at that as the planets in the heavens, and we just do this. We just draw a line down there like a tube. Then we draw a line down there like a tube. And we draw a line off that one on each side down there like a tube. And so on. You understand?
Yeah, I do actually.
And what you got, if you look at the tapes or you look at anything on Joe and everything else, what you got is the glass container, what he charges water and heals people with and turns all these things and ends up with a double thing going from centre of water both ways. And that is drawn off the planet. So I didn't know that at first, but that's what it works out exactly in numbers to 9. You've got 1 centre negative, 3 neutrals, and an outside positive, and you can reverse them then backwards and forwards. It don't make any difference. As soon as you hook it up one way, it don't make any difference because it's uniformly not opposite equals. It's that.
Right. Yeah.
It's equilibrium. You can do it anyway after you first initially started, and then that's all it makes. And then the human body and healing and everything else all they got to do is either drink this water, put their hands in this water, tap into this energy on the body and everything, and then it re-establishes the universe back into the person.
Wow. Could I
So
take that
healing,
with me?
it's all your paperwork. You'd be about the only one who understands it today.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you
All right.
very much.
So these things all occur, and what I was doing with your, whether it's on tape or not, what I've done with your sister was tying into that.
She says thank you very much also.
Yeah, that's fine.
She
I
is
want that.
totally stoked.
Tell her to thank the Lord. So the things tie into that, and when we're talking about the flow of electricity and everything else, the flow of electricity goes 2 ways. We're on the earth, we're earthly beings, we have a positive and a negative. The positive and the negative wise, the feed, the current, or whatever else you want to call it, it's supposed to go in 2 directions. So you got 2 on the positive, and you got 2 on the negative, and they're spiraling, it doesn't matter. They're going around and around something, like the planets are the sun. They're going around like that, and what we do, we took that current, because we're electric in our bodies, and we put a DC charge directly into these charges which are on your hand, which is your positive and negative, your north and your south poles, which I wrote on you and everything, and we put them in a certain way, in a certain order, to spin a certain direction, and what actually occurs? The alignment of the body comes back into order. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did you not see your sister actually have no feeling, and then when we did things, the feeling come back, and the action and the connection?
I saw a lot more than that.
Yeah, a lot more.
I saw bumps go down, bumps that shouldn't have been there, ended up not being there, and she was totally amazed. She still is.
Yeah, and people are seeing.
Fantastic.
She's still talking about
That's
a
it.
joke, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh.